If I was starting an Etsy shop from scratch, just focused on printables, what exactly would I do? What products would I create? How would I know if they will actually sell? And then what steps would I take and follow to get it all up on Etsy? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to share in this video, a complete breakdown of my business plan if I had to start all over again. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hello, hi, I'm Alicia, and in this video, I want to walk you through what I would do if I were starting my Etsy shop today, selling printable products from scratch. We're not talking about digital products in general. This one is all about printables specifically. So think planners, activity sheets, party games, trackers, wall art, all those amazing instant digital items that customers can go ahead and print on at home. Now, I'm going to give you a full overview of the steps that I would follow using a specific example so it all feels clear and it's going to be easy to follow. So in this video, we are going to imagine that I'm creating and selling a printable kids activity sheet or workbook. And I'm going to use that as my example all the way through this video so you can easily follow along. And be sure to stick around to the end because if this video sparks something in you, I've got an incredible bonus to share that will help you get your shop up and running way faster. All right, so let's start with step number 1, which is coming up with a printable product idea. So the first step is figuring out what to actually sell. Now, this is where a lot of people get stuck, but it doesn't have to be complicated. So let's say I want to create printable kids activity sheets. I might think about what age group I'm creating for. Is this fun or is it learning or is it a bit of both? What specific theme could I focus on, like dinosaurs, unicorns, space, specific seasons, or even specific holidays? So a great idea could be something like a printable dinosaur activity pack for the ages between 4 and 6. It could include coloring pages, dot dots, matching games, and simple mazes. Right away, we've gone from a broad idea to something really specific, helpful, and fun. Okay, let's move on to step number 2, researching the demand. So now that I have an idea, I want to know, is anybody actually buying this kind of product? And this is where I jump into EverBee. This is one of my favorite Etsy tools for research because it shows you exactly what's selling, not just what looks cute or what you think might be selling. So I would search for keyword terms like kids printable activity book, printable dinosaur worksheets, preschool printable activities. You know, thinking about those types of keywords. What are my customers actually searching for? Then I would scan the results using EverBee, and then I would look for things like the monthly sales revenue, what type of activity sheets are constantly selling well using EverBee to research those, and what themes are doing best. Is it animals? Is it numbers? Alphabet? So I'm thinking about this as well when I'm doing my research. Doing all of this helps me to validate my idea. If I see that there are shops making regular sales on similar products, I then know that I'm onto something and I'm not just wasting my time. And then from here, I might even spot a gap, like maybe there are lots of dinosaur packs, but no one's focusing on like quiet time printables or travel-friendly printables. That could be a unique angle or spin on something that's already been created. Okay, so step number 3 is to actually create the printable. So once I know what I want to make and that people are actually buying it, it's now time to create it. And I want to keep it simple. I would open up Canva and then start by designing one page at a time. Maybe I would start with one of the printables could be Find the Dinosaurs Search and Find page. Next, I would do a coloring in worksheet with maybe some dinosaur facts. I would do a matching game with different dinosaurs and their names. So start with one and then move on to all of the other pages. Now, if designing from scratch feels overwhelming for you, I would go ahead and use a PLR template, or you could go ahead and grab one from my shop or inside the membership to really speed this process up a bit, okay? So the goal is to create a cohesive set of activities that feels useful, fun, and it's easy to print at home. Once I have around 6 to 10 of these pages all created, that's really enough for a mini bundle or a product that I can start to sell. And once we have our pages created, next we move on to step 4, where we package it all up. So next I want to package this printable, this set of printables in a way that's easy to use for the customer, and it's also easy for me to sell. So to do this, I would make sure that the document has a fun cover that clearly explains what the customer is getting and keeping it fun for the kids as well. I would check to make sure that the document looks right. Is it something that I know that my customer would love? And then I would go ahead and save the file as a printable PDF, making sure that all the activity pages are included. If I want to get super fancy, I might also include individual PDFs for each page in a zipped folder, or I could include a bonus coloring sheet to encourage like bundling of the products as well. The idea here is to think like the customer. What format would make this easiest for them to download and also use? And our final step in the process, step 5, is where we'll list it on Etsy. So now it's time to get excited as we take your printable and list it in your Etsy shop. So here is the process that I would take to get it listed in your Etsy shop. So make sure to research the keywords that your customers are using to find these products. With these keywords, you will include them in your titles, in your tags, and in your product descriptions. For the title, I would use keyword-rich phrases like printable dinosaur activity sheets for kids, maybe fun preschool learning worksheets, depending on the age group, and I would include things like digital file or instant digital download. And again, using these in my description and tags as well. This is really important as it helps to get your products found by customers who are actually searching for them, okay? I would also create mock-ups using something like Canva to show a few different pages and maybe add some different text elements like print and play. So thinking about how to show off your printables. Then I'd upload the PDF document to your listing. This might be in a zipped folder with all of the individual sheets separately, or as one file of the entire workbook, okay? Then I would go ahead and add in extra details like your price, quantity, the category, and if you would like to include it in a shop section perhaps. Then you would go ahead, hit publish, and boom, it's officially in your shop. So just to quickly recap everything that we've covered in this video, if I was starting from scratch, here is what I would do. I would first pick a printable product idea, like the kids activity worksheet that we used in this example, where I would then research the demand using a research tool like EverBee. I would create the printable in your favorite design software. In this case, we used Canva, creating one page at a time to avoid all that overwhelm. I would then package it up neatly and clearly, making sure to save it as a printable PDF file. And then to finish it all off, I would go ahead and list it on